Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another of the second part of Rhythm and Rhyme. So, I guess we can get right into it. Martel Paul set his machete aside and retrieved his pack from Humperly. The camel metal slid against hide, and he drew a long raptor from its shank. He gave the sword a few inspirational swings. Don't fret, Dr. Dude. This sword stopped charging Manticore. Blanky Blank sniffed. Were you holding it at the time? Yes. Maria Norwood narrowed his eyes. He clicked his beak and blank. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Blanky Blank shrugged. He peered through a set of tiny binoculars. How are we getting down there? As much as I hate to admit it, Daring said, we're flying. She messaged her wings at the joint, rubbing her aching muscles and preparing herself for the journey. Call me hasty, but I don't think relish the idea of another 3-mile trek through the jungle. She raised an eyebrow at Blanky Blank, which brings me to you. Blanky Blank pressed his lips together. He let out a sigh and nodded. Sure. Just hang on a second. He stood beside the stone pillar and breathed deep. A spark lit at his forehead. Magic trailed down his hooves and ignited a green flame. The flame crawled up his legs, charging him to Chintred's black. When the flames ingested Blanky Blank had become a small, thin changeling. Blanky gazed around at the other members of Expression. You're sure we could trust these guys? Kinda don't want this getting out. Relax. They're too smart to blab, darling. Daring Do removed her backpack and strapped a canteen over her shoulders. If they weren't, they'd already be dead. Treasure hunting's kinda rough business to get into, you know. Blanky Blank multiplied eyes and took in Century. No one had paid him much attention, save for a brief glance to watch his transformation. As Daring watched the expel blades on his back relax and spread out, I trust you at least. That's all I asked, Daring Do. Took Myrtle's machete in her mouth and gave the greeting a swift thwack. She dropped the blade and gripped her mouth. Ow, dang it. Mardell picked up his machete and finished Daring's cut. He gave her a half smile. Sorry, Dr. Do. Swords weren't made of ponies in mine. Wipe that smudged smile off your face before I do it for you. She licked her molars and squirreled. I think I chipped a tooth. Blinky Blake tapped his scrungy horn. That's why I've always a red magic. A regent magic. Both of you can kiss my cutie mark. Daring Do spread her wings and stepped off the cliff with her joints locked. She glided towards the ruins. Come on, we're burning daylight. The changeling and Griffon followed her down, the metal wings flapping harmlessly. Blink's movings at the conservant hum, Daring witched and focused on her destination. She didn't like being this high up. It was too easy to imagine. What would happen if her wings failed her again? Martilla at least was strong and fast enough to catch her if she fell. Her feet touched down on the stone steps, followed close after Blank's coven, whose and metal paws. Leaning the staircase were two cars of companions, which reached from the base of the pyramid to the doorway. She gave them a long look. I guess ancient changelings had some sort of bug fiction. Is it still the same way now? No. Blinky's forked tongue slittered out the taste of inner emotions in the air. If he found anything interesting, he was sure to let Daring know. Changelings aren't exactly the most ornamental builders these days. Like massive steps, the pyramid toured layer by layer, each step receiving towards the center. Carvings could be seen where the weathering had not taken effect. The heads of giant insects accompanied a sparing groove and hexagonal patterns. At the top, where the ruins had once come to a point, there was only a pile of rubble. Daring Do grinned. So, what are we waiting for? She scrummed up the stairs and struck a pose. The unknown awaits. Let's see what just behind the veil. Martel rested his talon on his hilt. He clicked his beak, and by your word, Dr. Do Blinky snapped a quick statue after you, Doc. They came to an entrance and short order, Daring Do pulled a torch from Memento's bag and lit it with a flick of her hoof. She erased herself into the pyramid step by step. The walls came into view, her light being the first that had touched them for eons. Rats and insects scattered away. Ratted insects scattered. You guys, I think I'm finishing the video. I'm finishing the video here because my baby sister is crying a lot and I don't know why. So I hope you guys like that video. I'll be making part 3 as soon as I can. So I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in to that last part, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, mates.